Have you ever remembered something so clearly, only to find out that no one else remembers it the same way? Maybe you recall handing a form to someone, but they insist it was submitted online, or perhaps a hallway you swore was painted pink is now mysteriously blue. No one else seems to notice, but you do, and it leaves you wondering, am I losing my mind? Today, we explore the truth behind this experience, one that many silently carry yet rarely talk about. This is the side effect of shifting timelines. In spiritual and metaphysical teachings, time isn't linear. Reality isn't fixed. Every choice, every emotion, every frequency we hold can shift us into a slightly different version of the world. This is what some call timeline jumping, or as Bashar puts it, we shift through billions of parallel realities per second. Most of these shifts go unnoticed. The changes are subtle, like moving one frame forward in a movie, but sometimes the shift is so pronounced, so vibrationally different that we feel it, and when we do, the side effects can be disorienting. Let's walk through some of the signs that a person may be shifting timelines more consciously or more dramatically than those around them. 1. Memory discrepancies. You recall events, conversations, even entire dynamics differently than others do. It's not forgetfulness, it's timeline displacement. 2. Mismatched conversations. You respond to what someone is about to say before they say it, or you answer the emotional layer rather than the words they use, and they look confused. 3. Feeling blur or spaced out. People may say you're in your own world because you are. Part of your awareness may still be anchored in a parallel version of now. 4. Changing physical details. Colors, layouts, features, small things seem to shift overnight. You question if you imagined it, but something in you knows you didn't. 5. Emotional whiplash. A relationship dynamic feels different. People treat you differently overnight, or you find yourself reacting from a calmer, wiser version of yourself without knowing why. These are all signs of reality reconfiguration. You are not losing your grip. You are gaining new awareness. Many are asking, if we've always been shifting timelines, why is it only now that it feels so obvious? Because the collective vibration of Earth is rising. The gap between timelines is growing wider. We're not just shifting subtly anymore. We're jumping into vastly different vibrational realities. So when you notice a simplified process where there used to be chaos, a relationship suddenly becoming more distant or more loving, or someone telling you a completely different version of your shared past, it's because you've quantum leaped, and your consciousness is awake enough to notice. For those who have experienced this since childhood, there's often a quiet loneliness. Others may have called them forgetful, dreamy, a mismatch, or, lovingly but dismissively, the blur queen or daydreamer. But in truth, these souls were simply more sensitive to shifting timelines. They weren't checked out. They were checked in, to realities others couldn't perceive. And that mismatch, it created wounds of self-doubt, confusion, and even guilt. But those wounds were never evidence of being broken. They were signs of being multidimensionally awake in a world that wasn't ready to see. So what's really happening? When a person becomes conscious during a timeline shift, they may begin to notice the glitches, not because something is wrong, but because awareness has expanded. Here's the truth no one told them. You're not crazy, you're not broken. You're a timeline walker. You're here to learn how to navigate with awareness, to observe, recalibrate, and choose your frequency deliberately. What others see as inconsistency in you is often evidence of spiritual fluidity. You're not scattered, you're multidimensional. While this awareness is empowering, it can also be disorienting. Here are a few gentle practices to stay grounded. 1. Write it down. Document your memory of events. This creates an anchor for your timeline and helps validate your inner knowing. 2. Breathe before reacting. Sometimes we respond from a timeline that others aren't in yet. Take a breath. Tune into the present. 3. Ask, what frequency am I in now? Recognize that every emotional state corresponds with a version of reality. You can shift again by shifting how you feel. 4. Speak kindly to yourself. You're doing something rare. Forgive your forgetfulness. Celebrate your clarity. 5. Connect with others who understand you're not alone. There are others walking between worlds, quietly, gently, just like you. This is the gift of timeline awareness, not just to notice the shifts, but to begin choosing them. You are no longer a passive observer. You are a vibrational architect. When you hold joy, you step into a joyful timeline. When you choose peace, you align with peace. And when you remember who you are, a soul navigating Earth through countless dimensions, you become a powerful, gentle force for change. What once felt like confusion is now becoming clarity. What felt like mismatch was just you tuning to a higher version of reality. So to anyone who's ever felt like they didn't quite belong in the moment, or who's been told they remember wrong, know this. You're not remembering wrong. You're remembering from a different version of you, and that is a sacred gift. Thank you for walking this timeline with presence and grace. If this message resonated with something deep inside you, you are not alone. This is just the beginning of conscious timeline mastery.